Today we're breaking down the key takeaways from the latest AI summit. The world leaders and tech giants, and even Pharrell Williams pulled up to discuss the future of artificial intelligence. And trust me, some of the things they said might surprise you. One of the biggest topics at this summit was global AI governance. French President Emmanuel Macron and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi made it clear that AI regulation needs to be a worldwide effort, not just something controlled by a few powerful nations. Now, they announced the AI Foundation and the Council for Sustainable AI, both aimed at ensuring that AI development is responsible and benefits everyone. Meanwhile, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned that without proper governance, AI could become a serious problem, contributing to bias, misinformation, and outright misuse. The key message? AI is too powerful to be left unchecked, and the world needs to work together to regulate it. But while some people are focused on AI risk, others see it as a tool for progress, not a threat. Many speakers stress that AI should enhance human abilities rather than replace them. Google CI Sundar Pichai talked about how AI is already revolutionizing industries, making people more productive and unlocking new creative possibilities. And then there was Pharrell Williams, the musician, maybe, I don't know if he still is a musician, but he was at one point, and now he's a designer. So he's compared AI to the past technological shifts, saying that just like cars change transportation and alcohol change social culture, AI is going to reshape the world. We pretty much know that anyway. But his message was simple: don't let the fear of the unknown slow down innovation. Now, of course, not everyone agrees on how AI should be handled, and that led to a clear divide between the US and Europe. US Vice President J.D. Vance, representing the Trump administration, warned that over-regulation could kill AI innovation before it even reaches its full potential.
I'm here to talk about AI opportunity. When conferences like this convene to discuss a cutting-edge technology, oftentimes I think our response is to be too self-conscious, too risk-averse. But never have I encountered a breakthrough in tech that so clearly calls us to do precisely the opposite. Now, our administration, the Trump administration, believes that AI will have countless revolutionary applications in economic innovation, job creation, national security, healthcare, free expression, and beyond. And to restrict its development now will not only unfairly benefit incumbents in the space, it would mean paralyzing one of the most promising technologies we have seen in generations.
Meanwhile, European Commissioner President Ursula von der Leyen argued that regulation is necessary to ensure AI is safe, competitive, and open source. Now, whether or not she really believes it should be open source, I don't really agree with that. I don't think so. I don't believe them. They're all about regulations, and I wouldn't want them. I don't believe that they completely believe in the free markets, and open source is kind of in a lot of ways, that is a pure essence of the free market. And J.D. Vance, he's saying he doesn't want any regulation practically whatsoever, because he just wants innovation and things to just move forward and progress, which is fine. But let's be honest, he only wants that in his country and wants most likely maximum regulation outside of the US, because he wants the US to dominate and winner takes all in this space, most likely. Anyway, on the other hand, we got China and India, who also made it clear that they're not sitting on the sidelines when it comes to AI. They're investing heavily and want to be major players in shaping the future AI. This debate is far from over, but one thing is clear: different parts of the world have different ideas on how AI should be controlled. Another issue that doesn't get enough attention is AI's massive energy consumption. It needs an insane amount of electricity to function, and some experts warn that we could soon need entire power plants just to keep AI systems running. We've seen Sam Altman go to Congress and to the government and just try and work with him to get, I think at one point he wanted 500 billion to buy sort of energy plants around the US. And this is a realistic thing. Now, whether he's just saying this huge astronomical figure because he wants to net some of the profit and have some of that excess money on the side, it really could cost 500 billion to build all these data centers. There's potentially a lot of money involved in this. But to tackle this, the International Energy Agency launched the AI Energy Observatory to track the energy consumption of data centers. Now, of course, was it like perfect Finland? They stepped up to showcase their eco-friendly AI infrastructure using renewable energy and waste heat recycling to reduce AI's carbon footprint. Perfect Finland. The takeaway here is that while AI is driving progress, it's also putting serious pressure on the planet's energy resources, and that's something we can't ignore. AI in this summit, they also discuss AI in the creative world. I mean, generally speaking, a lot of people worry that AI is replacing artists, musicians, and content creators, but Pharrell Williams had his take, and he argued that AI should be seen as a creative tool rather than a threat. It's something that can help push boundaries, not eliminate the work of the workers.
As we think about the preparedness for AI, we're worried about what it's going to do, but you have to remember who and what is going to be using it and for what reasons. People will need to use AI. They're going to need jobs. There will be jobs there for them. Will there be some jobs that people lose? Sure.
And on the other hand, we had Korean tech giant Naver, who showed off new AI-driven innovations in search engines, content recommendations, and e-commerce, proving that AI is already shaping the way we consume information and entertainment. The bottom line, AI isn't just about code and automation, it's also becoming a major force in culture and creativity. Now economically, AI is completely reshaping the job market, and this is another thing that was discussed at the summit. While some people are worried about job losses, experts at the summit emphasize that AI is changing jobs rather than eliminating them. Now, I've got my own opinions on that. I mean, it might be changing jobs at the moment, which I agree with. It's probably making workers slightly more productive. I mean, I've seen or know of a lot of people that use AI to sort of help them with research and other admin type tasks, and I agree that will make you more productive. But at what point would these tools simply replace 80% of what you do? That kind of eliminates the job. I mean, can the job really exist if you only have to do 20% of it and the job computers can do the other 80%? I think elimination's on the cards, and we'd be foolish to not take that into account. But at this summit, they seem to downplay that quite a bit. Anyway, India announced major investments in AI research, aiming to become a global AI powerhouse. The EU pledged 200 billion euros to AI development in an effort to stay competitive with the US and China. If it wasn't clear before, it's obvious now. AI just isn't the future for technology, it's the future of the global economy. Countries that invest now will be the ones leading the world in years to come. Now, of course, with great power comes great responsibility. One of the biggest concerns raised at the AI summit was how to keep AI ethical and transparent. Now, misinformation, deepfakes, security threats, and bias in AI systems, they're real dangers. And if it isn't developed and monitored carefully, it could be used to manipulate the public, spread false information, or reinforce harmful stereotypes. Now, leaders agreed that AI must remain human-centric with strong ethical guidelines in place. There's also talks that India might host the next AI summit to keep these discussions moving forward. And then after that, India take it over, there's probably another country that would do it. So hopefully this is something that can go to each country worldwide and it be discussed from the smallest countries to the largest nations. We need to all sort of get on board when it comes to this. So the main crux of this summit wasn't just another round of talking, it's about taking action. And this global collaboration of AI governance, large investments in AI tech, and serious concerns about the energy consumption, it shows that the world are, if they're not getting on the same trajectory, they're at least discussing with each other what should be done and what to do, which is, I guess, a positive. AI is becoming a dominant force in creativity, culture, and economy, and the choices we make now will determine how it shapes our future.